Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. A moment now to look at the year-to-year scoring output and how it has been trending for Drew Holiday.
And maybe it's shocking, maybe not too shocking, but the scoring trend over the last few years has been going down a bit. I'm sure it's something he's well aware of, and we'll see if that continues to be the case.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. Holiday out there with White, and it's Brown in at the 3 slot. And for Phoenix, they've got Dunn. Durant is out there with Nick Richards. Then there's Devin Booker, and it's Gillespie in at the shooting guard. And if you claim to be a basketball purist, and Greg, I know you do, one thing you gotta love watching is great ball movement.
Which is something both of these teams take pride in. It's always fun to watch guys be unselfish with the ball and look to make each other better.
Now here's White. 6 to shoot. And here's Tatum for 3. And it's sent back by KD. Booker with no one around. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Booker's got the game going with his first points of the game for Phoenix. Brown the pass to Porzingis. And here's White. To the inside. Over Booker. White, good.
Oh, that is impressive stuff from Derek White. Defender in his grill, no problem.
Pass to Durant. And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. Back to Booker. Shoots over White. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
GA, when we think about Devin Booker's scoring ability, he always has been ahead of the curve.
The youngest player ever to score 70 in a game, amongst the youngest to get to 10,000 points. Booker is on a historic scoring pace.
Free throw good, Booker. And Doris, one guy who rarely has an off night, Devin Booker.
He has been the model of consistent excellence, Kevin. This guy's so efficient, so productive, all about winning. I am not sure Devin Booker gets the credit he deserves for the level he's at every night.
Here's Brown. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Well, good things happen for this team when Jaylen Brown gets into the paint. So efficient inside.
Dunn finds KD. KD a screen on White. Near the 3-point line, it's Booker. It's hauled in by Brown. For Boston, they've gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. White the pass to Brown. Here's Tatum. Again, the Celtics good for 2.
Yeah, Jason Tatum's jumper is just so pure. This guy is on point with the midi right now.
Pass to Richards. Outside, KD. Buries the long-range jumper.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
And so Joe Mazzulla calls for the timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. Here's the 2K leaderboard. These teams have been fantastic from three-point land in the last 10. The Suns in second.
The main factor, I think, is the great spacing. That has led to wide-open, long-range shots, and that's why we see the great numbers from the 3.
If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. And Holiday kicks to White. Pass to Tatum. Fires the 3. Good on the triple. Tatum's got 5 points so far.
80% from the field to start, playing with a ton of confidence.
They set the pick to the middle. Here's Richards, and that one is hammered home.
And that's what I like about Devin Booker in the two-man game. This guy doesn't force anything. He always makes the right basketball play.
Now here's Tatum. He has...
I tell you, this guy is capable of some amazing finishes. Jason Tatum, my goodness.
It's safe to say Jason Tatum is a bona fide superstar.
He certainly is, Kevin, and really been a big-time star from the time he was 23 years old. Lots of pressure on this young player, but Jason's not only embraced it, he's thrived under it.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1. You know, Doris, from the moment Jason Tatum entered the NBA, he has been the guy on his team. How big a burden do you think that is for a player to carry?
Well, Jason Tatum, regardless of how much responsibility he has always worn it gracefully. This young man, from the time he was a little kid in St. Louis, has dreamed of leading an NBA team. He is doing exactly that.
And it's the Suns with the ball after Jason Tatum missed on that last three-pointer.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
And White kicks to Holiday. Here's Tatum. Got a piece of it. Done with it. He's picked up by White. Left side, Tatum. To the paint. And there is White. And that's good on the assist by Tatum. White's got his second bucket of the night.
Derek White, fearless on the interior right there. Tremendous finish.
Booker inside. White covering. Count it. Good. Booker's got 8. And so it's Holiday with it. He'll bring it up for the Boston Celtics. And going against Phoenix, their first meeting of the season.
And there were a few teams that gave them trouble last year, but this team was one that you wouldn't have expected.
Now here's Brown. 9 points last game. Done with some nice D.
It's all about the defense right there. Without that level of activity, he probably scores it. Well, that's a blown defensive coverage, but it doesn't matter. He cannot answer the bell.
Here's Brown, and then Brown with the dunk.
Well, this is where the powerful frame and explosive athleticism of Jaylen Brown becomes a problem for the opponent. Nicely done.
And timeout is called by Mike Budenholzer. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys. So both teams changing it up here. As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. Taking a look at Boston. They're second in the conference and looking to finish strong heading into the playoffs.
And you know, for the Celtics, with the regular season they've enjoyed, it has to be wondered at this point if they're the team to beat this postseason.
55 seconds left to play here in the first. Jones, the pass to O'Neal. O'Neal sets the screen for KD. That one's a miss. His third shot of the game. He's made one of them. Tatum finds Craig. Horford up top. He's guarded by Plumlee. Pass to Hauser. Some nice ball movement here by the Celtics. 4 on the shot clock. Tatum bats for 2. Rebounded by Allen. Last game for Boston, they picked up the W against the Kings in Sacramento.
And bottom line, they found ways to score. Credit the game plan going in. It was right on the money.
And that's not an easy environment to play in. To score at the rate they did on the road says a lot about their intensity and focus.
What a performance for Jason Tatum. He has been the story so far for Boston. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We welcome you back to Noche Latina. Becoming an annual tradition is always here on 2K Sports and always exciting. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
I like how they've worked the ball inside, getting looks closer in there, and that really helps your offense.
Yeah, and in addition, their ball movement has really unleashed their offense. Boy, they've been fun to watch.
And with this core of the Suns, you know, Greg, you never know who is going to initiate the offense for them.
And that can cause problems at times, Kevin. Can run you into issues keeping the ball moving. Turnovers can be their Achilles heel as well.
We've got Plumlee. Durant is out there with O'Neal. Then there's Grayson Allen. And it's Jones in at the 1. So that's the Suns' 5 as we get into the second quarter.
I'll tell you, for a guy who attempted less than 1 3-pointer per game for the first 8 years of his career, how good is Al Horford from range?
KD can't get it to go. Here's Pritchard, defended by Jones. Misses in close. Suns trail by 4. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. What do you got for us, DA?
Kevin, thank you. Kevin Durant is the human cheat code. Bradley Beal says of his new teammate, he's 7 feet tall, he can shoot the ball, he can do everything. It's a little unfair. I get a bit jealous sometimes. I wish I was 7 feet, but nothing he does really surprises me. When he's in attack mode and locked in, there's nothing you can do. Kevin?
Not a single darn thing. You're so right. David, thanks. No good on the free throw. You know, a trend that's been unmistakable, Greg, over the last few decades has been the number of positionless players.
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing, right? So many players now with diversity in their skill set, and there's no need to commit a player to a certain role just based on their size.
He hits the second from the line. Doris, some great shooters on this Boston team, but at times, don't you think they settle from the perimeter?
Well, Kevin, obviously, this is a coaching staff that puts a heavy emphasis on three-point shooting. They led the league in makes, they led the league in attempts. But obviously, your two best players, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, with their size and athleticism and driving ability, you want to try to find the right balance. They do a great job of that.
Inside. And a dunk by Horford.
Well, what a pleasure to watch Al Horford go to work. Does all the right things, and that time gets an easy dunk.
And timeout is called by Mike Budenholzer. He's ready to talk things through with the team. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
Yeah, they took advantage of some porous defense in that one. Really got the shots they wanted.
Give them some credit. I'll tell you this. They caught an opponent on a very off night defensively, and you take advantage. Simple as that.
Celtics making a switch here. Here's a look at some of the players that have exploded in the second half of the season. These are the scoring leaders since the All-Star break. The fourth spot held by Jason Tatum.
He is making his mark in a big way and with big points. You love to see guys get better the later in the season we get.
We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Allen outside. That one's in. His first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2. Celtics leading by 3. There's a good screen. Shoots it. And it's White missing.
And it didn't fall, but that's the kind of shot they want their offense to create.
You know, it can be frustrating when you make the right play and fail to reap the rewards. You just have to stay with it here.
Pass to Richards. 5 to shoot. Not going to go that time. Nice D from Porzingis. Here's Tatum. Nice D from Durant.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And this is where you hope that he can find something easy so he can see the ball go through the net.
Tries the spin move. 11 feet away. Rebound Boston.
Well, we didn't see the same kind of control we're used to seeing from him. This guy is usually a tremendous finisher.
And always hovering around the 50, 40, 90 mark, Kevin Durant is both prolific and Greg efficient.
And Kevin, you want to talk about guys in this league who make winning plays time and time again? KD is right at the top of that list.
Donnie's checked in for the Suns. Booker comes in for Allen. The Celtics also changing it up. Brownie's checked in for Horford. And it's Drew Holiday in for Pritchard. And we talk about Derek White. Doris, how impressive has his rise been?
Kevin, it's been both impressive and sometimes feels improbable. He was not highly recruited. There were no expectations on him when he arrived in the NBA. This guy has turned himself into one of the premier defenders from the guard spot. An excellent shot blocker and so rock steady as a ball handler on the offensive end.
Outside Holiday. Pass to Porzingis. Shoots over Richards. And it's Porzingis that time on the assist by Holiday.
Add that to the repertoire of moves on the interior. KP doing work.
Booker outside. Durant for 3. Porzingis with the rebound. And here's Holiday, who will bring it up for the Boston Celtics. They lead by 6, their biggest margin. And they're playing through a string of road games that will be game 5 of the 6 on the road.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
And timeout is called by Mike Budenholzer. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. Royce O'Neal's checked in for Kevin Durant. And the Celtics also making a change. Hauser's checked in. .132 left now here in the second. Here's Booker. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Devin Booker has prided himself on talking to all the game's greats because he believes his talent is worthy of that. This guy, an all-around threat who's so dangerous with the ball.
Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good, Booker.
Anytime Devin Booker is sent to the line, it's a win for his offense. He's pretty much automatic, and it's been that way since he entered the league.
Both shots good from the stripe.
Well, this guy has multiple ways to get to the free throw line, and boy, has his stroke been on the money.
And the way the Celtics can attack teams, Doris, with their 5-out set, it's impossible to fully defend it.
Kevin, there is so much space on the floor because they have shooters at every single position and guys who balance that shooting with an ability to get off the dribble drive. This is as good an offense as we've seen.
Just enough coverage to bother that 3-point attempt.
Gillespie, the pass to Richards. That one goes in.
And Kevin, they started the game shooting it so well. I'm surprised they haven't continued. They've got to get back to their strength.
Back to Holiday. Down low. Here's Brown. Goes back up. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Brown's got his third basket of the night right there.
Boy, the work ethic on the offensive glass just refuses to give up on that possession.
Back to Booker. There's 25 seconds left to play here in the half. Clock at 6. Porzingis with the block.
7'6" wingspan, sending it back. Kristaps Porzingis with the rejection.
Here's Brown. He has 6. Four seconds left. He takes it up and lays it in. And it's a 9-point Celtic lead.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
And that concludes the first half. Celtics lead by 9. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Here with Mike Budenholzer. Bud, what are you looking to clean up in the second half?
I don't think our offense is really moving the way we wanted to, getting up and down the court in the pace. And, we got to make a few more open shots, but I think we can be a lot better offensively.
We've seen that from your team, Coach. I'm sure it'll show up. Thanks. Back to you.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
Thanks for tuning in. With half the game in the books, a bit of ground to make up for the Phoenix Suns.
Well, this is proof that the starters can't do it all by themselves. The bench has got to be more of a factor in this game. They'll need to do more just to hold the line. They need to make a difference.
And now, not a bad time to take a look at the schedule ahead.
And for that matchup with the Timberwolves, on paper, these teams are pretty even. So what will be the determining factor there, Ernie? I'm not sure, but they got to avoid mental errors.
Shaq, you agree with Kenny?
Not on most things, but this case, yeah,
maybe.
Yes.
It took you too long.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You know, guys, Devin Booker has been exceptional here.
He had a fast pass to the lane that first half. Got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far the defense has not been able to counter it.
Suns trail by 9. Starting off the second half, here's Joe Mazzulla's 5. The small and power forwards, the star pair of Brown and Tatum. White is out there with Holiday, and it's Porzingis in at the center. Dunn kicks to Booker, down to 5 on the shot clock. Booker draws the double. Here's Gillespie. That one doesn't go. Great D that time from Tatum. Pass to Brown. From deep, and Drew Holiday, the bucket on the assist by Brown. Holiday's got the lead up to 12 now for the Celtics. You know, many see Brown as a scorer, but Doris, he's put more of an emphasis on his defense in recent seasons.
You're exactly right, Kevin. He's taken tremendous pride in asking his coaches to put him on the best offensive player. When he's the point of attack defensively, look out. He can give a lot of headaches to ball handlers.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, Celtics coach Joe Mazzulla has talked about the 2 J's, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. He says they've been lumped together because they play a similar position, but they don't have to be similar. They've got to be able to express who they are and not constantly be compared to each other. They're not the same. Kevin?
Pat, David, remember a couple years ago, there was some thought that maybe one would be traded. I'm glad they're still together. And Mike Budenholzer has called a timeout. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Taking a look here at some of the numbers for Jason Tatum.
There's been a drop-off in the rebounding numbers. He seems to be getting out-muscled on the glass in a way we didn't see earlier in the season. His last 10 games, the totals have taken a huge hit.
Third quarter of play with just over a minute and a half gone by. Dunn passes to Booker. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And with the break in the action, let's look at the stats for Drew Holiday. Averaging about 11 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. And you talk about defensive presence, he's the real difference maker on that end.
Yeah, he's always somewhere around the ball, finding ways to help his team by shutting down the opponents.
The first free throw is good. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Boston leading by 10. And Holiday kicks to Tatum. Puts up a three. That doesn't go. He's 5 of 12 on the night. And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for the Phoenix Suns. Here's Durant. The rebound by the Celtics.
All right, time now to pick it up. You're 1 for 4, and you certainly don't want to give your opponent momentum.
Brown outside. A three-pointer off the mark. Suns have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Durant kicks to Dunn. Booker against White. Strong finish inside from Booker.
Yeah, Booker welcomes this offensive responsibility. Very capable of carrying the load.
Outside Holiday. Brown sets a screen for Holiday. And then Brown with the dunk.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
On the wing, Booker to the paint. Going up high, Kevin Durant.
KD is showing a little bit of elevation.
Outside Holiday. White setting the pig for Holiday. Outside Tatum. And it's sent back by KD. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation.
And now look at Jason Tatum here. Since the break, he's been simply stellar. 4th in scoring. And don't forget, top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's got a great nose for the ball.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers. Always up to the challenge. His top 5 ranking has him right there with the elite. O'Neal's checked in for the Suns. And a change for the Celtics. Pritchard, he's checked in for Drew Holiday.
You can see it. Once this guy gets his rhythm, he is so hard to slow down. What an excellent night for him and his team.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
An okay season at the free throw line for him so far, sitting right around 76%.
Brown no good on the free throw. You know, Doris, few teams have tried to invite Brown to be a shooter. He's punished them each and every time.
And he's had to put in the work, Kevin, to make himself a legit perimeter threat. And listen, the defense has to make choices. Athletically, this is one of the most gifted players in the league. If you're going to concede anything to Jalen, it'd probably be the three-point shot.
Gillespie, the pass to Richards. Here's Gillespie. The tray gets the three-pointer to fall. Gillespie has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Celtics leading by 9. Pritchard passes to Brown. Now here's Tatum. Guarded by O'Neal. Takes a 3. The rebound by Richards. Richards got his 5th rebound in this one. Pass to Booker. Good ball movement here by the Suns. Booker draws the double. Just 5 to shoot. That won't go. He's failed to score in 6 of his 11 tries from the field.
Let's give some credit to the defense for how they're guarding this guy right now, because they're refusing to let him get comfortable.
And when Porzingis goes to work inside, Doris, there are not a lot of answers for his size.
We know, Kevin, obviously, that post-ups become less and less a part of the game, but still an important one opportunistically. And you talk about efficiency in the post, that is Kristaps Porzingis. But not only that, the mid-range game is there, the three-point game is there, and the defense is there.
That free throw missing.
Jason Tatum continues to emerge, guys, as one of the most elite players on both ends. We know on the offensive end he's a dangerous 3-level scorer. He's also capable of locking you up defensively.
And he's good on the second. Suns trail by 10. Booker looking around. What balance by Booker right there.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Pass to Hauser. There's 25 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Booker. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Booker's got 20.
We've come to expect this from Devin Booker. This guy is a relentless force on the offensive end.
Up top, Tatum. Boston, no good that time either. And so it's Boston with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Defensively, they have had their sights set on Kevin Durant, and they've done a terrific job holding him in check. And we'll be right back after this. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. Durant is out there with O'Neal. Then it's Jones. Then it's Plumlee. And it's Allen in at the 2-guard spot. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Here's Pritchard. Pass to Horford. Here's Craig. Perfect on the shot. Swishes it through. Craig's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for Boston. Durant deciding where to go with it. Elbow shot is on the way. Connects. The jumper drops.
Now forget the analytics. If KD's shooting it, I'll take it all day.
Here's Pritchard, defended by Jones. Lets it go with a 3. Pritchard gets the bucket. Pritchard's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Now Kevin Durant. And it's Phoenix scoring again.
Where Kevin Durant has really grown is manipulating pick and roll, making the right read, and this guy just adapts and adjusts so quickly.
Tatum on the wing. To the inside, Horford, and a dunk by Horford.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
I tell you, you can't get stops if you're unwilling to put in the work.
Allen kicks to KD. Fires from deep. And Durant can't get that one to fall.
Well, after hitting one triple in the first half, it's been all radio silence since.
Suns trail by 9. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Well, you see, if you're going to foul him, you've got to wrap Kevin Durant up. He's too good at absorbing contact and finding a way to score.
And, guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for Boston.
I'm in love with how they're moving the basketball all game long, and also their ability to move without the ball. That style just makes it so difficult to defend.
They've also made a concerted effort to get the ball down low. Many of their points coming in that painted area tonight.
So, Doris, when you look at the whole package, is Durant a one-of-a-kind player in your opinion?
Well, we certainly have guys with that size, but this is a player who can literally play every single position on the floor. The size, 7 foot. The ball skills, the shooting, the playmaking, the decision-making. I am not sure we will ever see another Durantula, the great one, Kevin Durant.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. And Holiday kicks to Tatum. Outside, White. Pass to Brown. Shoots the three. And Devin Booker pulls it down. Suns trail by 6. Dunn attacking. And Phoenix turns it over again. And so it's Boston with it. Outside Holiday. White setting the pick for Holiday. Hits it from three-point range. And the Celtics lead by 9.
Yeah, by most standards, Drew Holiday is very selective with his three-point shooting, but boy, he can knock it down.
And timeout is called by Mike Budenholzer. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Mike Budenholzer had some advice for the team during the timeout. Now, Coach challenged him. He said, this goes beyond this game. Show me how much heart you have for the season. Fight until the final buzzer. Guys, back to you.
All right, David, thanks. Booker against White. Pass to Gillespie.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
First one falls for him.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
And he makes both free throws. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Outside, Porzingis. he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, at 7'3", Porzingis is a difficult check. He puts the defense in a bind right there.
Shoot 2.
And the first one drops.
I think what really pops about Kristaps Porzingis is 7'3", yes, but it's the sweet shooting stroke and the deep range. But let's not forget, when this guy came in the league, he was an absolute force as a shot blocker.
And both free throws good for Porzingis.
This is what makes him a challenge to stop. He will beat you from the floor, and he can also beat you from the line.
Booker outside. And it's Richards, top of the key. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Gillespie. Jason Tatum grabs the board. Tatum's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Holiday, the pass to Porzingis.
Boy, the aggressiveness in the paint from Porzingis, putting the onus on the officials to make a call. You've got to make them decision makers.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He drops the first one, and that'll push the lead to double digits.
There's a reason people call Kristaps Porzingis the unicorn. A 7-foot big man, but boy, what a sweet shooter he is.
And so he makes both from the line. And the league clearly focused on making regular season games matter. Do you think more steps are coming?
Well, let's give the league credit because they've left no stone unturned. The play-in, the in-season tournament, the 65 games rule, all implemented with that in mind.
That's just a smooth, tight handle right there by Derek White. This guy an offensive force.
Booker against White. The 3. Booker no good. Celtics leading by 13. 1:09 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And it's White missing. Phoenix has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Celtics.
They had a fantastic play from the bench.
And this team has great depth, and they showed it in this game.
And in the win-loss column, tonight's game will push their record up to 54 wins on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
A very solid win indeed. And when you check out the box score, there were some great numbers for Jason Tatum.
And the way he rebounded, he surely was a spark for the team as he was securing everything that came off the iron.
He's off on the first. And he does get the second one. And that brings them to within 10.
They can't really afford to leave points at the line right now. He would have loved to cash in on each of those free throws and trim the lead even more.
Outside, Horford. Here's Hauser. Allen defending. The Celtics need to get a shot off. Again, the miss by the Celtics. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. KP, you guys got out on a break tonight. How did you get into transition so easily?
Yeah, we want to play faster, and that's what we try to do whenever they miss. We try to run, move the ball quick, and get easy buckets.
And you were able to beat them down the floor tonight, KP. Thanks a lot for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks so much, David. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. And now we present the player of the game, Jason Tatum.